Hello, dear friends. I have been asked to give my opinion on the year ahead, and I summarize it in this article. Opinion piece: Jubilee 2025. Jubilee Year. Depth Jubilee. Cultural impact. Christmas lights. Pilgrims of Hope. Spiritual renewal. Social restoration. Restarting the system. Wiping the slate clean. Massive global change. Correcting imbalances. Let's start. 2025 will be the year of the Jubilee of Hope. The economic meaning of the Jubilee is centered on the idea of a periodic reset of the economic system to prevent extreme inequalities and maintain long-term social and economic stability. The concept of Jubilee challenges the traditional notion of financial obligation and seeks to correct extreme imbalances and offer new opportunities, and proposes a periodic wipe of the slate clean to prevent economic collapse. The Jubilee Year 2025, also known as the Jubilee of Hope, is a significant event in the Roman Church that will be celebrated from December 24, 2024 to January 6, 2026. This Jubilee, which occurs every 25 years, has as its central theme Pilgrims of Hope, reflecting a call to spiritual renewal in a world affected by conflict. The concept of Jubilee dates back to the biblical tradition, where it was associated with debt forgiveness and social restoration. The first Jubilee was called by Pope Boniface VIII in 1300, initially every 100 years, but later adjusted to intervals of 50 and then 25 years. During these holy years, the faithful have the opportunity to receive plenary indulgences, which entail the complete forgiveness of penalties for sins. The Jubilee is not only a religious event, but also has a cultural impact, attracting millions of pilgrims and tourists to Rome. It is expected to generate a vibrant atmosphere in the city, especially during the key dates such as Christmas and Easter. In addition, it will be an opportunity for the faithful to reflect on their relationship with God and promote values such as peace and reconciliation in difficult times. Jubilee 2025 represents an invitation to everyone to participate in a journey of hope and spiritual renewal. The Jubilee has a deep economic meaning that dates back to ancient times and remains important on modern economic discussions. The concept of Jubilee has its roots in ancient Jewish tradition. Every 50 years in plural, a special year called Jubilee was celebrated, which had important economic and social implications such as the forgiveness of accumulated debts, the liberation of slaves, and the redistribution of land. Properties sold during the previous 49 years were to be returned to their original owners. The Jubilee served as a mechanism to prevent extreme inequality. By periodically redistributing wealth, perpetual accumulation in the hands of a few was avoided. By correcting financial imbalances, families who had fallen into poverty were helped to regain their economic stability. By renewing the economic structure, a periodic reset of the financial system was allowed. Today, the term Jubilee is used in economic discussions to refer to proposals for large-scale debt relief. The debt Jubilee is proposed as a measure to alleviate the debt burden of developing countries in economic all kind of countries, developing and developed in economic crisis. Extraordinary year. According to Saratoga Ocean, the year 2025 will be something extraordinary. I think it will be a mix of shocking events and hopefully some major positive things that will happen along the way. But whatever the case, it is important that we fully ground ourselves and become aware now. We are on the threshold of a massive global change. We need to let go of our old ways of doing and being, and relax our consciousness so that we can perceive life more clearly. We need to let go of old and unnecessary burdens from our consciousness so that we can be more agile, creative, and receptive to any situation we find ourselves in. Let us prepare now so that we can give ourselves the sovereignty that each of us deserves. Alternative news. According to Sierra, the coalition is in full control. The old world is gone and the future is at stake, according to Brian. According to Harley Schlanger and Rainer Rothfuss, it has become the power to return to the people around the world. According to Juan Osabi, the near-death event is still with us. This is no time to get comfortable. There are things going on behind the scenes. According to Alias, every patriot has a duty to question authority. The honest are not concerned with their vigilance, and the upright are not concerned with their discernment. According to Harley Schlanger, the great chessboard is collapsing as humankind rises against totalitarian dictates. Governments in France, Germany, Spain, Canada, and Romania are collapsing, while an era of peace and prosperity spreads across the world. Puffner said, "Many projects around the world that have been sitting on shelves for decades are being dusted off with an infusion of possibilities, including updated projects and solid financial backing." Christmas lights. According to Bo Polney, Trump will be put to the test and an alien hoax is coming. 2,500 Montrealers sang Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah in perfect harmony at the Place des Arts. According to Dr. Courtney Brown, larger Drufos will appear over the next month in ever larger waves. This will prove that we are not alone in the universe and force disclosure. One way or another, we will know in the coming months. We will know it in the coming months. Christmas lights in the attic. A small coronal mass ejection left the sun on December 21st. Forecast models indicate that it could hit Earth on Christmas Eve. The wave is not powerful enough to cause a full-blown solar storm, but it could fill the Arctic Circle with auroras on December 25th. 3 large sunspot groups turned towards Earth. After weeks of relatively low sunspot numbers, the sun reminds us that solar maximum is far from over. The fire in the sky continues over the firmament of Egypt and Indiana. According to the Ceres, a show of burning gasoline in the clouds creating a deluge is real, not computer generated, and is consistent with the products of combustion. The chemical reaction that takes place produces carbon dioxide, water, and heat. USA. X22 report. This is not just another 4-year election. It is a crossroads to regain control over the government. Donald Trump hits the EU in the face of the economic apocalypse, according to Sorchafal. Evil preaches tolerance until it is dominant, then attempts to silence good. Trump says he will demand that the Panama Channel be brought back under US control. Biden signs stopgap funding bill. Government shutdown averted. Biden authorizes $571 million in military aid to Taiwan. The media has admitted that Biden was unfit to be president from day one. New Mandela effect. The bald eagle has never been the national pet. Congress just passed a law to correct the mistake. Trump is putting the pieces in place to transform the economy. The Davos Forum and the central bank are moving forward with their weather taxes, but this is going to fail. China has surpassed the US in car manufacturing. Martin Armstrong says they can't stop Trump from taking office, but they could delay him with martial law. The sovereign debt crisis would be deeper in 2025. We are in a Ponzi scheme. They have to keep selling new debt to pay off old debt. When you can't sell new debt, that's when you default because you can't pay off old debt. X22 report. Trump threatens Canada and Mexico, who are panicking because they realize Trump has the upper hand. Canada could force 50% of manufacturing companies to lay off. Trump needs to raise the debt ceiling to get his plan off the ground. To cut taxes, the government reports that tax cuts are an expense. All the pieces are falling into place. Biden angered many senior members of the Democratic Party with his shock-about-face and pardon of his son Hunter a fortnight ago, after months of publicly promising he would make no such move. The pardon came alongside the quiet commutation of around 1,500 sentences, including that of a family member. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.